Hello, Richard.
How did you know it would be me?
It's always you, Dick. No one else calls me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I need to talk.
I thought we'd agreed. I said, I'm happy to talk to you every day, if need be. That's okay. But ringing at this time, it wakes Pat. And I could do with a bit of sleep too. Do you remember? We had an agreement.
Why me, Bob?
Oh, my friend, we have been through this 1,000 times.
Why did I live? I have no kids. Barry was a family man, and his family needed him. But he died. It's not right, Bob.
No, it's not right he died. It's not right any of them died.
It should have been me instead of Barry.
It doesn't work like that, though, does it? No one deserved what happened. It was just chance who made it and who didn't.
But was it? I've been thinking. There was 167 men died. Is it possible, do you think? If I died, there still would have been 167, but Barry might have been spared.
No, I don't think that. I think if you had died, there would be 168.
You can't be sure, though, can you?
At this time of the morning, I'm not sure of anything.
I didn't realise at the time I might be taking another man's place.
It wasn't like that.
I think it was.
It was 6 years ago now. Do you not want to move on?
I can't.
You promised you'd look for a job.
I can't concentrate for long enough.
It might help.
You know, they've got a funny thing about survivors. We're bad luck. Outcasts. Jonas.
You don't have to work offshore. You could get a job in an office somewhere.
No, I've got too much on my mind. Will you come round in the morning?
It's already morning.
And we can talk.
All right, just let me get some sleep.
Just one
Give
more thing.
me a few hours. I was ringing the doorbell.
Bob, you're here.
Aye, that's why I rang the doorbell.
I was reading.
Can I get in the room first?
I was reading the report.
You must know the Cullen report off by heart.
You know, when we're on the platform, I didn't take a great deal of interest in oil and gas processing.
Why would you? You were a clerk for the diving operation.
I've read a lot since.
You and me both.
Phase 2, Phase 1. Phase 2, Phase 1. Phase 2.
Hey, take it easy. Breathe. Tell me.
Sorry, I become...
You're all good. So, tell me.
Phase 1 is oil production. Phase 2 is oil and gas production.
What's your point?
All the gas in the platform. That was down to the government. They had a gas conservation policy, so they insisted that platforms don't just flare off the gas, but they pipe it ashore instead.
I know this, and I'm happy to blame the government for most things, but in this case, it makes perfect sense not to simply flare off the gas when you've got huge reserves of the stuff.
Gas needs to be treated with respect.
I can't argue with that.
There was 2 critical pumps.
A and B.
When the gas was cleaned up, the liquid condensate that came from it was pumped into the main oil line and sent to the terminal onshore.
I worked on those pumps.
One pump had to be running the whole time, or they had to stop production.
True, and they didn't want to do that. Piper Alpha was the most productive oil platform in the world. Occidental had made $25 billion from her alone in 14 years.
Pump A had been shut down, and that gave technicians a chance to check its pressure safety valve.
PSV 504, the one designed to relieve overpressure in the system.
The guys got a permit to work and had to wait around until someone had rigged a scaffolding tower. The valve was a pain to get to.
Pump A's been shut down.
Who the hell's this?
No one?
What do you mean, no one? There's another person in your flat.
I speak with lots of people.
This is weird.
Do you not have conversations with people from Piper?
Yes, I do, but I generally know them. Who's this?
All of them.
All of the guys who didn't make it.
Right, the pump's been electrically isolated.
Do we have the permit to work?
Yep, maintenance supervisor and control room have signed it.
You actually spoke to the designated authority.
Of course I did.
Doesn't happen very often.
I had plenty of time when the scaffolders were here.
So, we can take that valve out.
We can, and celebrate.
Well, why's that?
Well, this is the last of 300 we've tested.
Has it been 300?
It has.
The valve was taken off and handed over to be wheeled away and checked.
Here you go. Do you want a spanner?
No. I only hand tighten. As soon as you start using spanners, you introduce dirt and grease.
I've heard that causes a problem with the seal.
Right, it does that.
No point doing a pressure test.
No. Pump's been isolated. Once the valve has been tested and signed off, we'll be putting it back up here.
Okay. That would have been okay, wouldn't it, if they just refitted the valve?
I suppose it would. The valve was serviced and the completed test certificate was issued and witnessed by the Occidental Quality Assurance Inspector. That was at 5:40 in the evening.
20 minutes before shift handover.
Aye. 20 minutes.
Have you finished testing the valve?
They have, but the maintenance team leader says to leave it till tomorrow.
It won't take long.
But that'll push us into overtime, and you know they hate paying contractors overtime.
All right, fair enough. I'll just make a note that we've suspended the work and leave this in the safety office.
So, the day shift gave way to the night shift, and PSV 504 was forgotten about.
The permit was just left on a desk.
Aye. Says everything about how well the system worked. So, there was 2 permits kicking around. One of them in the control room saying that pump A had been isolated. The other one in the safety office saying that work on the relief safety valve was suspended.
Right.
Occidental went after one of the valve technicians.
Well, that'd be most convenient, wouldn't it? The company blames the dead man. Problem solved.
One of the technicians survived.
I know. And they've been trying to crucify him too, haven't they? Blame the guys on the tools. It's a great way to assuage your conscience, and it saves you from having to actually spend money protecting the guys on the tools. Herald of Free Enterprise. They blamed the assistant bosun for not shutting the bow doors. Chernobyl. They blamed the operators. Case closed.
And it would have been fine if the rest of the equipment had worked properly.
What a surprise it didn't. There was a huge effort going on to clear the critical maintenance backlog. And all the while, they're still producing oil at a fantastic rate. The platform should have been shut down.
They wouldn't do that. It was producing 10% of the UK's oil.
Don't I know it?
It was just before 10 o'clock that night when the horror began. What's the film they're watching tonight?
Caddyshack.
I've seen that.
So have I. It's shite.
What's that?
Our condensate pump B is tripped out.
We can't have that.
Right, I'll go and see if I can restart it.
What now?
JT flash drum. High level alarm. Won't reset.
We need to reduce the flow of condensate from the flash drum.
Okay,
Hope he manages to get it back online.
so do I. Without that pump, we'll lose the gas. If we do that, we can't power the generators.
And production stops.
The generators are supposed to switch to diesel if the gas supply stops.
You know, that doesn't always happen.
They can be switched manually.
And if that doesn't work, then the drill gets stuck 9,000 feet down and we are trying to work by emergency lights.
Right, I've tried, but it won't restart. There's a lot of lube oil around the pump, so I think we have a seal problem.
Pump A is out for maintenance.
Yeah, here's the PTW for pump A. It's been electrically isolated, ready for maintenance.
A centrifugal compressor is tripped.
We're 90% towards shutting this platform down.
Well, shutdown's not an option. I'll need to try and start pump A.
Another centrifugal compressor's gone.
Can you reset pump A from the panel in module C?
Yes, you can connect the airline and open the pump's gas-operated valves.
I don't like this.
We need to manually switch from gas to diesel.
What's going on down there?